Okay, now I'm back. Now I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about a lot of things, okay? Because, I just can't talk about one thing. Because it all ties in, And if you only knew, oh my gosh, all the emails. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could just even make it where you could comprehend how, when I say across the board, I mean across the board. None of us are by ourselves. None of us. Same things, okay? Back in the time when Jesus walked the earth, he performed many miracles. And then, when he ascended after his death, the disciples did many miracles, okay? Miracles still happen, but very few people believe in them. They question them. They doubt them. Really? Really? I mean, there's some that, you just are given, but the majority of them, okay. Because people don't recognize miracles in their own life. They might say it, oh, it's a miracle. Because it's just, repetition. Oh, I had a miracle today, But do you really believe that? It's all about believing, coming from here. Knowing that he's going to give you a miracle. Many things are miracles, okay? But do you understand how by the enemy putting his deception out, his, I don't know, fake people, false people, whatever his spirit dwells in, there are many, 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 many leaders of churches, pastors, shepherds, who came on the scene who have huge flocks, right? But because of representing miracles in the form that they have, and so many people, doubt them, because of that person, that pastor or whatever, people can tell they're not truly of God. And, they continue this deception of these, miracles, non-miracles really, but it's all about the money, right? It's all about the money. But do you understand then that that's a tool that the enemy uses? Because it brings lack of faith in miracles to the normal people, normal as in believers and non-believers and whoever. So they, you already have it set in your mind. I'm not going to, no miracles. You see how he did that? By performing so many fake ones, nobody has eyes to see the real ones. And that's really, really a shame, because they're performed every day, all day long, in everybody's life. I'm not going to say every single person has one every day, but don't think you don't have them, because you do. Another thing that the enemy uses that a person can never see miracles in their life, it's a spirit. You have to understand, we have to have this, the sevenfold spirits of God, which actually, like 12, okay? But I mean, it's all the good. It's the goodness, it's meekness, it's just, I'll write them down, okay? I'll write them down and put them on my blog. I'll put them on my blog and I'll write them all down for you. But you have to understand, the enemy has his counterfeits that match that, but they're the opposite, okay? They're the opposite. It's all spirits, okay? But it's the opposite. One of the worst, I think, and we all know somebody who has this and is like this. It doesn't mean we don't love them. It doesn't mean they're great people. Absolutely great people. Absolutely love them to death. But no matter how much love you give them, or sound advice, or consistent, how much you're present and consistent in their life, and how much you just they can't see it, and it's that spirit of insecurity. That insecurity. Spirit of insecurity makes you feel insecure all the time. if you don't feel, if you feel insecure, you don't feel secure. You don't feel security. So could you imagine just going through life without ever being sure about anything? Because that's what it means. It's being sure. I have wonderful people in my life. Wonderful. Been insecure ever since I've known them. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times I can tell them, you're beautiful, or you're just as good, you're worthy, you're this, you're that. I mean, it's a constant. It doesn't matter, because inside they don't see it. Insecure spirit, insecure people, they are victimized a lot. Okay? They are in a victim hold throughout their life. If you look back, it doesn't matter what circumstance they're in. They're always attacked. And it could be absolutely true. Okay? Not saying it's not, but I'm saying it's why they get in those positions. And then sometimes it's just they're unsure, the unsureness that they think they're being attacked all the time. See? I mean, it's the two and two together, but it's all the same to them now. It's all the same, because they have no sure footing. And it doesn't matter how much they love, how much they have faith. It can never stay at that level, at that consistent, sure level that people need to walk in every day of your life, because they're never sure. And it's that spirit of insecurity. Insecure people, women, okay, they find it very hard to believe that there's any good in them. There's anything worth anything that anybody would find worthy, that anybody would like, What would they have to say? What would they have to participate in? They're constantly in a self-preservation mode, all right? When they do find, oh, there's the dog on the couch. Oh, okay, well, he's going to pee. Anyway, when they find a little bit of sure footing, okay, something that they have some confidence in, right? It gives them, that little bit of surety. So it's like theirs. If anything comes in to even enhance that, okay, to come in to strengthen that, in a good way. If they don't have control over that, it all turns south, okay? Because they take good as not good, as an attack on them, and they can't see the true, the true meaning of it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know how to explain this. They will turn all the good that is meant, not purposely, they will turn it into a negative to them, okay? That somebody's trying to hurt them or take away something, that's theirs. If they have a friend in their life, if they have somebody in their life that they have conflict with, that's done them wrong or whatever, and they have friends here, okay, they want those friends not to have anything to do with that friend, okay, or that person. Might not even be a friend, might just be a person, because they think that person did them wrong. So if you're my friend, then you will stay away from them, okay? And then if they do go by that person, then the insecure person, oh my gosh, devastated. You have betrayed me. You have absolutely betrayed me. Do you understand? We all have friends like that. absolutely betrayed him. You did not. You didn't betray him. You didn't betray him at all. But just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean I don't have to like them. I'm not talking about if they did something really bad, but I'm talking insecure people. They make they take little molehills and make them into mountains every day. And if they have any lag time where they can stop and think about things, oh, festering starts, okay? I mean, they just start imagining everything negative. Everything that's going to hurt them gets manifested into this thought process, into the situation, okay? So that's how it turns from the morning to this way to by the time 5 o'clock comes, it's totally something else because they've thought about it all day. And it's this insecurity that they have because they never feel truly loved. They never feel worthy. They never feel that self-worth. Something could have been from childhood. Something in their life caused them to feel this way. Caused them to feel unloved, disrespected, just lower than everybody else. Like they would never deserve anything good in their life. And the thing is when they finally do get something good in their life, they sabotage it because they try to hold on to it so hard that it causes damage, on the outer circle because they don't know how to hold on to it because they're squeezing so tight, and they can't share it. They think somebody's going to take it from them because that would, and if it's taken from them, they're going to feel the same way they did when all of it started. It's like people who don't show who they really are, okay? They might be this way here, but around everybody else, they're totally somebody different. They don't really know them because it's not who that's here. They put on a total facade, completely. And it's these people that just have one after another happen. And it just, and their friends are like, well, I don't even know how to help you. Your friend can never help you because your friend don't know the truth. Because you got a lie going. It's not. How can these people who love you in your life help you when they don't even know you? Because you don't show them you. You're showing them somebody that you think the world will accept. You think that by showing them this person, they'll like you. That you won't feel like you did then. And that, but when you're home, and you're away, and you're here, oh gosh, totally different story, okay? Something so horrific has made them feel like this. Some of us have never understood that. I mean, we've gone through insecurities in parts of our life because of situations, but to have it through your entire life, oh my. You just, and when these people, I'm going to say women again, men are totally different. I'll get to the men too, but men react totally different. But women, when they show this totally complete falsehood to everybody, they do so because they think if they ever saw the real me, they wouldn't love me. Again, I would feel unloved, unworthy, unaccepted, disrespected. And so therefore, many of these people, blame on their life goes to everybody else and not them. Because if they accept any part of that blame, that really was my fault, I screwed that up, yeah, I did that, okay, they don't do that. Because again, if they accept any blame, then it comes directly back on them. They can't separate it, like we can. They just can't do it. It goes back to self-defeat, self-loathing, self-everything. That they have a little bit of surety over here when they're not showing really who they are, and they're showing who they think they want to be. okay, or think what people will want them to be or what they will like, they get a little, you know, they get a little stepping there. They get a little sure stepping there. But it's not real. So how long can it last? You know, how long can the two worlds, you know, before they... Because what happens is, women like this, they've been hurt so bad in their life. I don't know what it is, but you know it's something. And they've just been felt so low and so looked down upon, you know, or something, you know, younger. But they can't get rid of that feeling. They can't get rid of that, oh my gosh, I never want to feel like that again. What about if that happens? What about if that happens? If I do that and that happens, I can't stand to feel like that again. I'm never going to go through that again. I'm never going to be, none of that happen. So they do everything in their power to make sure it doesn't happen. But it messes this up. I'm telling you, because what happens is, anybody who's got a spirit of insecurity on them, you always manifest a Jezebel spirit along with it. The Jezebel spirit is the one that I have to put a list on there too, a definition of a Jezebel spirit. It's one that causes conflict in your life. It's the one that, you know, it's got to be right. You know, I've got to be right. It's going to be my way. It's that powerful. It's that, you know, it's absolutely a deceiving spirit, but it's always causing havoc. Okay, it's a very strong, you know, spirit, very bad spirit. But at times it doesn't. You don't know it's bad because it shows all these falsehoods. Okay, it shows all these falsehoods. But it's always one in their life. It doesn't matter where they go or what they do. That insecure spirit always manifests a Jezebel spirit, whatever surrounding they are in, whatever surrounding, because Jezebel spirit keeps them in that same spot. Remember we talked about the cage, going through the doors, going through the cell doors, go through your bondage, you know, walk out of it. Okay, because in it you're a victim. You're a victim. You're always the victim. Insecure people, insecure women, they're always victims. Now, they could I'm not saying that they're not, you know, rightfully victims, but it's because of how they walk. You know, they can't see how not to be, and they've stood there so long that's a comfort spot to them, even though they may not think it is. The victim, they're so used, they know how to play that role. They know how to play the victim role, okay? It's comfort to them. It's comforting. They know at least they know where they stand. It's a sure footing for them. They're used to being the victim. So he's saying, come through those doors. I'm here. I'm opening them. You don't have to stay there. That's not comfort. That's not from me. Walk through them. Okay? Walk through them. But see, when you're used to being the victim, well, you know what, that happened is because that, and, you know, I would have had that paid, but, you know, then they come in and that just, you know, it's because of her, it's because of him, it's because of that, it's because of that, that's why I'm here. And let me tell you, we all have a touch of that through our life at some point. We do. But it's how long we stay there. So, as you go on, you know that I'm talking about these people. And we love them to death. They're wonderful people. It's not that. They just don't realize that what that insecure spirit does to them, okay? It doesn't want them to ever step out of that victimized spot. So, as they move, it doesn't matter if they physically move. If they change jobs, it doesn't matter what surrounding they change, what routine they change. They always manifest a Jezebel spirit. Okay, because they're always going to have to blame somebody. They're always going to have to be something that causes it. The two work hand in hand. All right, and Jezebel affects everybody. Okay, she causes that spirit causes havoc on everybody's life. That's a bad one, but it comes up looking as good. You don't know it's bad right away. Okay, again, I'll put all that on my website. Can you hear me now? And I'll put all about the Jezebel spirit and all about the you know, sevenfold spirits of heaven. which is actually 12, okay? It's the 12 fruits from the tree of life. And the tree of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's the 12 fruits from that. But do you understand? So we all have these insecure people in our life, and maybe we don't understand it, you know. And it's like, how? Oh my gosh, they just and they could have miracle after miracle happen in their life. They don't see it, can't see it, can't see anything but the can't be for me, can't happen to me. No, not me. I'm not, you know, I'm never worthy. I'm never this. I'm never that. They can't keep that faith. They cannot keep that faith. They can go for so long, and they'll be going good. But then, when they get out into the world, into those situations, all that stuff from their childhood or younger years or whatever comes over them, just pouring down, and it makes them go back to that same unsure footing. That insecure feeling, you know, they could have walked, you know, with that faith, they're feeling secure, you know, they know, I got it, I'm good, okay, I'm going, yeah. They might go for a little bit, and all of a sudden one day, gone. They'll call you up, and you're going, well, you were doing so good, I don't understand, what do you know? Oh, I see, it's because they lose, it's hard for them to continually stand in that faith, in that pure faith. I mean, not that they don't have faith. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying it's up and down. They get unsure of themselves. Oh, I'm not going to go. Yeah, okay, I'm in. No, I'm not going to get to go. I know I'm not going to get. I mean, you know what I mean? It's that up and down, up and down, up and down. You know what that is, okay? And that insecure spirit wants you to stay victimized and stay as that victim, and you just can't believe, you know. And then when you get in the world, you walk out in the world. You listen. You listen to the whispers. You listen to all that stuff. And again, it's been going on for so long in your life. It's total routine. Total routine. They don't even have to try. They don't have to try hard, because it's just the way it is. Know this. Know this. Men, insecure men. Well, let me tell you this. Insecure women will many times also be know-it-alls, just total know-it-alls. And if they aren't running it, and if they are not in charge of it, you know, forget it. I'm not involved, and it's doomed. You're doomed from the start, because I'm not in charge of it. Jezebel and the insecure spirit go hand in hand. All right, because see, they really might not think that. You know, unless they're in charge of it, but it's what's inside them. They have to be in charge of it, okay? Because that's something that's going to make them feel worthy, okay? It's going to make them feel part of it, that they're, you know, and if they're not in charge, well, they have no control over it. They have no control over it. Oh my God, they can't even be a part of it. They can't be a part of it. See, there's a dog. Look at him. Look. There he goes. Look at him. There he goes. Look at him. Mailman time. Look, there he goes. Mailman time. There he goes. Now, oh, he sees somebody down there. Now he's going to run over there. Every day of my life. There. Oh, he's going to go nuts. There he goes. Oh, now he's running to the other window. Every day of my life. So anyway, you understand this is how this works. Has to be in charge. Has to be in control. It's not to be mean. It's not to think that you can't do it. It's not about that. It has nothing to do with that. Really. It's all about them. You know, it's how they go home and feel at night. And if they're not, if they're not in charge, you know, that's their worth. That's how they get validated. Do you understand that? That's how they get validated. That's how they get validation. And you know, they beat themselves up about it when they get home, because they don't see it like we do. It's because that spirit of insecurity is on them. Just so much more. So much more. It's why, you know, the one gets ready for 2.5 hours and still can hardly leave the door. Most beautiful, beautiful woman in the world. Most beautiful woman in the world. But she doesn't see herself as that. Doesn't see herself as that. And, you know, it takes her literally 2.5 hours to get ready and go out the door. And she'll go in the mirror 50 times. But she doesn't see what you see. She doesn't see it. The whole point is, somewhere in her life, she has felt so horrible, so unloved, so broken, so fragile, so unworthy, so disrespected, that they take their footing forward, that it's all still right there. And so by checking themselves 50 times, it's not, oh, I'm beautiful, look at me. It's, okay, all right, are they going to like me? Are they going to like this? Okay, do I look okay? No, I don't look okay. They're not going to like it. I'm not going to, no, I mean, I'm just going to make a fool of myself. I'm just going to make a total fool of myself. I can't do that. This don't even go get, this is what it is. It's not like, oh yeah, well, look at me. It's not that, okay? So in order to have mercy and compassion on people and understand this, you got to understand this too. And you got to understand so you don't turn your back on them and think the wrong thing. And so they can move ahead and close these doors and work on it and go to God, you know, go to Jesus Christ, because he knows this. So sometimes he has to spoon feed them. He has to spoon feed them, you know, he does. Because he loves us so much. And we have to love him too, and we do. But sometimes we just don't understand him. That's why it's that spirit of insecurity. Insecure men are, many are womanizers. Oh, big time. You know, they look confident. You know, you think they got all the right things to say. They're big womanizers. And they have massive insecurity. And that's why they're womanizers. You know, men who cheat. It's not about you women. It's their own insecurities. It has nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you. So understand that. Beat yourself up. Don't. Lock yourself in a room for a year. It has nothing to do with you. It's not about how pretty you are, how ugly you are, how tall, how thin, how short, how fat. You know, it's not about you. It's about them. It's their own insecurities. A lot of guys who are vulgarly funny. You know the ones we love, but it's like, oh God, you can only take them in small doses because, you know, when they start out, it's okay, their sense of humor, but as the night goes on, they just, it's more and more and more. Then they start really going past the point of no return, and by then you're so tired of it, you can't stand it. Insecurity. Controlling husbands, controlling spouses, controlling boyfriends. Anybody who controls anybody, man or woman, is insecure. Massively insecure. If they can't control it, they can't rationalize everything. They can't, oh, I gotta control this. I mean, it's a spirit of insecurity. Again, people who control other people, they're the number one blamers, are they not? Do they not always want to blame your friends? Well, you know, no, it was her fault that you did that. And, you know, you're changing because you're hanging around her all the time. And so she's rubbing off on you. See how that goes? No, well, because you're going to that gym too much, you know, and you're just listening to all those women and control things, losing control. But see, it's got to be somebody else. Jezebel spirit. Again, trust me, Jezebel spirits are real. They're real. And there is one, but one is always manifested in the lives of insecure people. Okay? But again, they are always the victim. They're always, well, you know, because it always, everybody else's actions always compromise theirs. Your actions, what you did caused me harm. What you made me late. You made me miss that. You made me blah, blah, blah. See what I'm saying? Notice that. Controlling people. Your fault. You did this. I didn't do this. You did it. Okay? You did it. You know why they do that? Understand this. They can't bring it upon themselves. It's too much. Can't do it. They can't hold it. Can't hold it. Because of something has made them feel like I've just said. They can never go back to that place. They can't. They won't allow themselves that mental block. So So they have to find a rhyme and a reason for it. And goes on, continues through their life. So it's always going to be somebody there to blame, because they're always going to be the victim. It doesn't matter how tall they are, how big they are. It doesn't matter if it's a man, because men still feel victimized too. They do. And it's got to be somebody's fault besides theirs. And sometimes, I'm sorry, I mean, you just got jerks too that are going to, you have to understand the difference. You have to know the characteristics. You know, sometimes people are just like, well, no, I'm just too cool for school, and I'd never do that. They're never going to take the blame. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about ones that, you know, that insecure spirit. You know what they are. And when somebody, again, controlling men, they can't never let that come back upon them, because they're never going to feel, if they can't control you, them, that, this, it makes them feel weak. When they feel weak, it takes them back to a place of their weakest, when they were their most vulnerable, at their weakest point. You understand this? Which was when all that started, whenever it was. That's a bad place for them. Bad place for them. And they're not going to let this take them back there. So if they admit, if they finally just open up and let it out and do it, they're not ready for it. They're not ready for it. So they will continue to control, to blame, to do all these things, because if they don't, they have to go back to that, because it's going to come back on them. And they cannot allow any of those feelings to come back on them. Anything that would make them think that they were wrong. Because in their mind, when they're wrong, they're unworthy. They're unloved. They're disrespected. It goes all the way back to that. So there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay? That's them. You know, you can pray. Oh my gosh, we pray. You could give a God to everything, because it's miracles. Okay? Gotta work miracles. So that's what you gotta do. But you yourself, So if this insecure spirit is so controlling in your life, whether it be for you, on you know who you are. You insecure woman, insecure men, you know who you are. You really do. Because down deep, you don't want to be like that. You don't want to do that, but you can't help it, because you got that block. You got that pain. It's pain. You're not going back to that painful place. Okay. In order to go forward to the most beautiful place in the world, to the release of all of that yuck, okay? How are you gonna do that when you can't go back to that? You gotta let it. You gotta deal with all this. You gotta let that go. You got to, because by doing this control thing and being a victim, and it's everybody else's fault, and making people around you. Do you know what it's like to be around people like that? Can I tell you what? To define the day, that your day, you don't even know how your day's going to go, because it depends how they wake up or how they come home. People, what kind of mood he's in? Maybe we'll go, but I don't know. I got to say what kind of mood he's in, or she's in, because when she gets home. Hey, it goes on both ways, both men and women. Okay, because I've seen it both ways. Oh my God, look at the dog. Go nuts. So it's I don't know, when they get home, I got to see what kind of mood he's in when he gets in the door. Then all of a sudden you get that call. No, not today. Shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like that. That's a horrible way to live. Horrible. And if you're like that, horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. That your happiness in your day depends on the mood swings and whatever somebody else. See? It's an insecure spirit, adjustable spirit, works together. Thing is, it's their control. It's their way to keep their pain away. You got to give everything to Jesus. You got to get everything to him, because he can take it. How are you ever? They don't want to be like that. You think they want to stay in that? No. You have no idea. We have no idea. I have no idea what their thoughts are. When they're alone, when they're sleeping, when they're by themselves. But I guarantee it's a lot about that. They'll never tell you, because again, can't lose control, right? And when they open up, they're going to be victimized again. I mean, it's this whole circle. So know this. Know what these spirits do. But no, there's nothing we can do. We can pray. Okay? But again, do you understand how the enemy is causing your life misery by all this? Okay? Because your life, you can't fully give to him. You can't fully keep moving forward to him and do what he asks and do for others if you have this insecure spirit that is part of your life all the time. That insecure spirit is so consuming. Okay? It's so consuming. Turns your head left, turns your head right. Okay? So consuming. Enemy, come in. You gotta learn that. Gotta learn that. And we gotta pray about it. But that's what it is. So if you don't understand somebody that's like that in your life and you want to fight with them all the time, bam, okay, what are you fighting? Because has it worked so far for you? I don't think so. Because you don't know what it is. Now do you know what it is? So it doesn't matter what you verbally say, what you physically do. You can't fix that. And that's that insecure spirit. Once that pain set in, understand that spirit came in a long time ago. Long time ago. And it has been there for a very long time. It calls it home. Okay? It is so connected to that person. So connected. I mean, they're just almost the same now. Because of the length of time. It's been there. And sometimes it doesn't start manifesting till later on in that person's life. Okay? Sometimes. I recently thought I knew somebody. I dearly love him. Love him right now. Love him right now. Didn't have a clue what they were really like until I lived with them. Not here, but I saw two different people. Saw a person here. Typical. I mean, it was textbook 101. Textbook 101. I knew something. I knew something had to happen to this person. So horrific in their life that it changed them forever. It affected them so bad that, and I said this before I even knew. I said, whatever they went through, they never want to feel again. It was that horrible. And so everything they do is a facade to keep them from ever going back to that place. So whatever role they have to play, whatever lie they have to tell, whatever they have to show, they'll do it. It's not who they are, because they're never going to allow themselves to go there. And these are the people that if they face it and they admit that anything is their fault, anything at all, it's going to make them feel, like I said, so they will never. It's always got to blame. Got to be a victim, got to blame. Might be the sweetest, most loving people, but then I found out. I would tell you this. I found out. Horrible childhood. Horrible childhood. Didn't know that. Taken out of the home, very young, 2 and 3 years old. Put in foster care for 5 years. Then ripped from that, given back to the original parents. Had to be hard on them. Then lived in the car for months. Then lived in the desert. In the very, very poor part of the desert. There's nothing there for a long time. I guess that was at a time when you really start, seeing the difference of what you have and what you don't have. It's when you start getting made fun of in school, and people. That's when you get to a certain point in age that your lack. Okay, and it's a very crucial time, because you begin to think that's who defines you. You think that defines you. And unless you have somebody there in your life that can tell you opposite, it's going to hang with you. And that's a whole key to it too. When you start seeing these things happen, somebody at a younger age or right there, you need somebody in their life right then and there. Mentor them. But if they have nobody that can talk to them and give them sound advice, sound understanding, sound, love, sound word from God right there, prayers, everything. If they have nobody that can do that right then, goes. So this person's life just, I mean, it's just caving left and right. Don't have a clue. Keeps asking why. I'm telling you. Then when I found out, when I saw how they were, and then after I said that, then that's when I found out later on what. Oh my gosh, I absolutely knew it. Absolutely knew it, because that made them feel so unloved, so unworthy, so disrespected that they're never going to be disrespected again. So they have to be in control of everything. They always have to be right. And if they're ever wrong, then, oh my God, you know, it's going back in the corner and getting in that fetal position and rocking. They're not going to do that. Okay? So then they're going to put up this hardness, you know, self-preservation. They're going to self-preserve. So they're going to put up this thing where they don't let anybody in. So you understand, how can you move? You're going to stay there, and it's sad because it affects everything. Another major thing that the enemy does, all right? So don't feed into this. I mean, know what this is. Don't, when you get in that confrontation, and again, they don't mind. I mean, it's not, nobody wants confrontation. See, an insecure spirit will let it go to confrontation, because it gets it off of the deepness of them, the real pain and the real problem. See, it reflects it. So now the fight brings in a whole nother thing. You understand that? The fight brings in a whole nother thing, and they're like, okay, I'll go to that fight because it keeps it off of me. That's how it goes. Okay, this one's long enough, so I hope you understood this. This insecure spirit's been on my heart all week long. All week long. And it's hard to see. It's hard to see, people. It's hard to see. Like I said, we have points of insecurity. Absolutely. Absolutely. We all have points where we're insecure. I did. And I'm not an insecure person. Never have been in my whole life. But didn't mean that God didn't make me feel it, what it was like, because I couldn't talk about it now if I didn't know what it was like. I went there. I mean, it wasn't very long, but it was, you know, there's something. Sure. Sure, you go through insecurities. You go in through, men and women both. You know, after you have a major change in your life, if you have a divorce, or if someone leaves you, or whatever, because you always want to think, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Because that's where we first go. Again, enemy. Hello, enemy in your ear. What did I do wrong? What did, you know, what's wrong with me? So then we go out and try to change it, right? Or we go out and try to find out, right? Again, deflects your attention away from home, away from God. All that. Because while you're trying to worry about what's wrong with you, or trying to do this, see how he does it? You know, because you're not, you know, just something's got to be wrong with you. There's not nothing wrong with you. Not one doggone thing wrong with you, okay? So know that. Know where all this is coming from. Learn how to fight it. You know, when you can fight all of this, you're not dwelling in it, you're not all that yuck, then you're here. When you're there, you can hear him. You can hear him. He promised. He promised you would hear him. Everybody would hear him. Okay? But you have to understand, he's ready to be heard. You got all this noise and chaos, all that. How are you going to hear him? Are you really going to hear what he says? You got all that, all this. How are you going to even hear what he's saying to you? How are you going to take it? Do you understand that? Many people who wait to hear from God, maybe not talk to you. You have to be there, okay? That's why all this has got to go. Because if you have other influence, let's say he does talk to you, but if you're not in the right state of mind, or you're not in that right understanding with him of how he is and who he is and how he rolls, okay? How are you going to interpret that, what he is saying to you, okay? And if you're in this role over here, how are you going to take that? How are you going to digest what he said? You know, is it going to make you jump off the cliff? Is it going to make you praise, glory, and say, oh, absolutely, gave me all the right answers? Because that's what he wants you to have. He wants you to have divine understanding of what he is saying to you. Okay? He wants you to hear him and know what he means. But when you have this foothold all the way around your life, how? And if you can't understand this, How are you going to understand that? How are you going to understand something so holy, so divine, so pure, so wonderful? You know, it's not that he don't want to talk to you, but you got it. I'm trying to help you get there. Because when you get there, if you got in here, you can understand one word he says. And what about if you don't understand it right? Take it a totally different way than how we met. You know, that's what he's talking about, cleanse. When he says cleanse, this is cleansing. This is part of the whole cleansing. It's not you know, doing the internal cleanse. I mean, you know, I mean, it is a cleanse, but I mean that you buy at the store and people think you're cleansing your organs or whatever. I'm talking about this is the cleanse. Cleanse all this out. You don't think it can happen? Absolutely can happen. It absolutely can happen. You go to him and you ask him. And men and women both, we all know what our insecurities are. We all might have some. We gotta give it to him. But I mean, we're talking about when you have the spirit of insecurity on you that has been with you for a long time, okay? I mean, if you're the kind of person that, you know, your 19-year-old daughter, you know, I don't know, dated a boy for a week, and then one of your best girlfriends, you know, is friends with somebody whose daughter is now dating that boy, and you want to ban them for life for that. I mean, that's an insecure spirit. Okay? What do you care? I mean, it's no big deal. But people who make those molehills up to mountains, you know, that's what it is. Because again, her daughter can't be unworthy. Her daughter can't be, I mean, she's got to be beautiful enough. See how that goes? Because it all reflects on them. It's not that they're not loving, not sweet, not everything, but know this. You want to hear from God? That's what he's talking about, cleanse. Because, you know, if you don't have, how are you going to understand what he's saying to you and what he means? Because when he talks to you, he's talking to you, okay? His words do not come back empty. Remember that. Remember that. Every word he says to you, God just, So he's not going to just talk to emptiness there. If you're not ready to hear him, you might think you are. You really might think you are because you've pushed all this back down, okay? And you're sitting there wondering why he's not talking to you. You know, if you've got this, get it out. Cleanse it. He's there for you. Everybody's there for you. Everybody's there, okay? You can do this. You can do this. You know, my best friends, very best friends I love my whole life, absolutely insecure people. And, oh yeah, you know, I have to tell them the truth too. I tell them the truth. I go, I don't know why you call me, because you're going to ask me the same answer. You're going to ask me the question, I'm going to give the same answer. You're not going to like what I say to you, but this is the way it is. And that's what they do. They need a friend in their life. And you know what's so sad is they don't realize they're true friends in their life. Their true friends are telling the truth. True friends see it. True friends love you. True friends know you. True friends are trying to help you. So don't get mad at that friend. Don't get mad at that friend. If that's a true friend, you're talking a true friend. You know your true friends. You know your true friends. You know, I'm sorry. It's not the one that tells you look great in that outfit that you know you don't, okay? Just so when you go together, you'll look worse than her and she'll look better than you. And well, you know, women do that. Oh, yeah, you look great in that. Oh, yeah, wear that, wear that, wear that. Oh, God, you know, every bulge in her, you know, I'm sure going to get the guys tonight if she wears that. Oh, yeah, come sit by me. Women are like that. Shame on them, but they are like that. I'm not like that, but I know women that are. Okay? I know women that are. Again, I have to get this out. That goes back to, what are you going to wear tonight? Oh, I don't know. What are you going to wear? What are you going to wear? Because I don't want to look stupid. I mean, what are you going to wear? So then you get to the house. Well, I'm not going to look at you. I'm not going to go with you. See? Well, I'll change. What do you mean wear? Just wear some sweats? I'll wear some sweats, you know. Is that what you want? I'll wear some sweats. They're the ones that worry about all those little things. Okay? All the little things, you know. Oh, you look better than me. I can't go because I don't know if I feel good. See, all that. You know, people are like, I don't care. Well, you look great. Oh, yeah, I'll come. All right, well, I'll just have to be your frumpy tag-along tonight. That's why you come back with that. You just say, okay, well, I'll be the wallflower. You be the song, I'll be the wallflower, you know. That's what you do. Just learn not to take it personal. Got to move. That's what he's talking about, moving out of cell doors, moving out of those prison doors, walk through it. That's what he's talking about. Anyway, let you think about this one. See you later.